Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry for the long absence, had some stuff I needed to figure out, but now I'm back and better than ever. Enough about that, let's get started. For those new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoy the video, be sure to like it. Today is Wednesday, September 14th. My name is Jesse, and this is Sports Talk. Let's get the ball rolling. So, the big story of the day has been Dabo and his press conference, where he was asked about Colin Kaepernick and his protest. He had some very interesting things to say about it, to say the least. So let's look at what he said. Here's how he started off his answer. I think everybody has the right to express themselves in that regard, but I don't think it's good to be a distraction to your team. I don't think it's good to use the team as a platform. I totally disagree with that. Not his protest, but I just think there's a right way to do things. I don't think two wrongs make a right. Never have, never will. I think it just creates more divisiveness, more division. So this part I actually somewhat agree with and thought when the protest first started. I personally thought that Kaepernick should not have made it so public, or at least used his team to kind of catapult his protest, because it could have brought more division and distraction to the team that was already going through a transition with a new head coach who did not exactly have the best reputation amongst players. But now that this has gone on, I think that Colin did the right thing. He is keeping this cause in somewhat relevance and in the news. Every time I turn on the radio or TV, I hear them talking about it and what he is protesting. Say Colin did do a press conference like Dabo suggested, it probably would have only been talked about for a couple of days, maybe a week. But it's going on 4 weeks now, and it's still being the top story of every radio show, every TV sports show. So it looks like he did go about it the right way by using his team as a catapult, because if he hadn't, it probably would have been lost in the news somewhere. So Dabo later on brings in his faith, which he normally does. But this next statement is where he really lost a lot of people. Dabo says, I think the answer to our problem is exactly what they were for Martin Luther King when he changed the world. Love, peace, education, tolerance of others. Jesus. Sweeney said, a lot of these things in this world were only a dream for Martin Luther King. Not a one-term, but a two-term African-American president. And this is a terrible country. There are interracial marriages. I go to a church that's an interracial church. Those are only dreams for Martin Luther King. Black head coaches, black quarterbacks at places like Georgia and Alabama and Clemson. For Martin Luther King, that was just a dream. Black CEOs, NBA owners, you name it. Unbelievable. No, honestly, I took him saying this as, hey look, we let you go to the same church as us, drink from the same water fountains as us, hell, even let you marry some of our women. We even let you play quarterback for our teams, which I make millions of dollars on, but you can't use your likeness to make any money. But go run out there, put your body on the line while I go to the bank. And all that costs you will be a black person getting shot every now and then when they're unarmed, but profiled because they're considered somewhat dangerous. Unless I'm going on a limb here, that's how I interpret what he was saying. We are at a point in time where our country could go one of two ways, either begin the road to better tomorrow, or it'll be civil unrest. Dabo may have felt safe saying this since he was in the South, but the rest of the country sees how this is playing out, and things do need to change so that all minorities can feel safe and not fear for their lives when being stalked or held even just walking down the street. So here's my question to you. How did you react when you heard Dabo's comments? Was it the same as me? Was it different? Tell me down below. Now moving on to our next story. This one I deliver with a grieving heart. It has been announced today that you will no longer be able to put your name of the creator on the back of NFL jerseys. What I'm talking about is, today it was noted by Darren Rovell of ESPN that you are no longer able to put Harambe on the back of your customized NFL jersey. Looks like the NFL is still living up to their No Fun League name. But hey, you can still put Harambe on NHL jerseys. So I guess that's a win if you're into NHL. And for our final story, we are staying in the ACC. Today it was announced by the ACC that it will be relocating the 7 championships events that were awarded to North Carolina for the 2016-2017 academic year. This is because of the controversial HB2 law in North Carolina. In a statement released by John Swofford, the ACC commissioner, he says, The ACC Council of Presidents made it clear that the core values of the league are of the utmost importance, and the opposition to any forms of discrimination is paramount. Today's decision is one of principle, and while the decision is the right one, we recognize there will be individuals and communities that are supportive of our values, as well as our championship sites, that will be negatively affected. Hopefully there will be opportunities beyond 2016-17 for North Carolina neutral sites to be awarded championships. So from my understanding, the reason this HB2 law is controversial is because it will keep transgenders and people who identify themselves as a different sex than what they were born in out of bathrooms that they feel comfortable using. I don't really want to go too deep into this bill because I honestly really don't know too much about it. But when news broke of the bill passing, the Trans Lifeline call volume doubled. This is a hotline of suicide prevention for transgender people. Since the bill has passed, many sporting events have relocated from the state. For example, the NBA All-Star events were originally supposed to be held there, but now they're being held in New Orleans due to the bill. Honestly, this bill is hurting the state in two fronts, in their image and in their pocket. Unfortunately, the second one is what matters most to them. So, I leave off there. So let me repeat today's question. How did you feel when you heard Dabo's comments? Was it the same as me, or was it different? So be sure to tell me down below, and while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. My name is Jesse, this has been Sports Talk, and I'll see you later.